working on a project in DaVinci Resolve and thought I'd share about 10 minutes of me working on subtitles.
We had an amazing conversation, Misha. So thank you very much for that. You know, some great answers, some great food for thought for our listeners. Now I'm very curious to get a tour of your home lab and pick up a few tricks from it.
This is what I see when I open my Firefox browser. And for context, I'm running Arch Linux, by the way. I always have to mention that, of course. I'm running...
And it works. You're running it and it works. Everything works, including Wayland.
This is Wayland. I'm screen sharing with Wayland. Switch workspaces like this. This is Wayland. I'm screen sharing with Wayland. This is Wayland. I'm screen sharing with Wayland.
So I don't know why why this one didn't pick up with DaVinci. DaVinci's pretty good about this. I rarely have to do this kind of level of adding a complete new block for a subtitle.
Screen sharing. This is Wayland. I'm screen. This is Wayland. I'm screen share. This is Wayland. I'm screen sharing with Wayland. Switch workspaces like this. I have the switch workspaces. Switch workspaces like this. I have the most boring hyperland setup on the planet. I
don't have to normally. Well, I mean, I go to this level of detail. So like the word "I" is at the end of this. So I'm just gonna. That's just a little awkward. So I'm gonna cut that and add it to this one here. One thing that's interesting about DaVinci that I don't like is here I'm clicking into the text box, and if I do like up arrow, it doesn't take me to before the word have. I have to go left like that. Let me see if I think there's keyboard shortcuts like on the Mac. If I do command left arrow, oh, that works. Okay, cool. I just now discovered that. So command left arrow takes me to the beginning. I can paste.
Switch workspaces like this. I have the most boring hyperland setup.
Okay, hyperland I believe is without the E, and is it capitalized as well? Let's summon up Raycast. I use the Coggy search extension. So I've mapped it to hyper, or the meh key on my keyboard. Meh K for Coggy. Then I type hyperland, and now it looks like it's capitalized hyperland and no E. Okay. There we go.
Boring hyperland setup on the planet. I'm very proud of that I only have this bar at the bottom. I want as little distractions as possible. And that is basically...
Here's another one of those eyes. It'll take me a lot longer to do this edit if I continue this, but I'm just going to clean up some of those because I just don't like it. And I'll use my new command. What was it? Left arrow.
Of that I only have this bar at the bottom. I want as little distractions as possible.
Distractions.
distractions as possible. And that is basically all there is to it to my current workstation. And because I basically live here in the terminal and in the browser. So this, what you see here is homepage.
I think it's all one word. Page. I don't know. Just checking on the spelling. Being local, static, homepage. Where's the link to this thing? Home Lab homepage. Right here, homepage. I guess it's capital H. Where's the link to this thing? How could this person not have a link to homepage? Is this it? No, it's Sui. What's Sui? Anyway, I think it's a capital. But this is lowercase homepage. So I think I'm just going to go with lowercase. I'll just look at the logo. Oops, homepage.
Is homepage. And this is running in a container in my Kubernetes home lab. My Kubernetes home lab. In my Kubernetes home lab. My Kubernetes home lab is in my pantry over there. It consists of 4 nodes. Because everything is running in Kubernetes, I do everything through GitOps, and everything is in a public repo. So you can actually see exactly what I have running and what I'm up to as I'm updating my home lab. Here you can see a bit of the hardware that I'm running. So my control plane for my production cluster is a ThinkPad T430, so an old laptop. That's the ThinkPad.
Let me make sure. Yeah, ThinkPad T430.
ThinkPad T430, so an old laptop. That's the ThinkPad with 8 gigabytes of RAM. And then I have 3 workers, HP Elite desks. And these are great because this is just repurposed enterprise hardware. And I actually buy them refurbished. There is a sustainability recycling component to it. Instead of throwing these away, I like to just use them as my in my home lab. And then I buy them for like, this is refurbished too. So this is 170 euros here. I bought them for a little bit cheaper, but this way I can get a very cheap hardware that runs Kubernetes just fine. So this is basically the interface to my home lab. I like this not only because it's my home lab, but just my whole life, basically. This contains everything, all the places that I want to go, the most important things where I need to go. And it's just all customized to my own liking. And I have all of my little links and all of my data here that I want to see when I open my browser. So homepage is probably the most used app that I have in my home lab. And yeah, from here are all of these applications that I'm running. Obviously, some are external links. But if I would go, for example, to Wallabag, which is my read later app that contains the articles that I want to read. So this is all of the articles that I want to read someday. They are being inserted into here through either a browser extension or a CLI that I have. There's wallet bag add.
I think I'll lowercase wallet bag here.
Wallet bag add, I believe it is. Or wallet bag. There's a CLI tool, and you can add them. Just add the URL or wallet list, and it will just list out all of the articles that I want to read. And then the good thing is that it also saves all of the data in the database. So
all right, so that's 10 minutes. That's all I wanted to share. Basically, I'm just going to do that through the entire video. In case you're not sure how to create subtitles in DaVinci Resolve, is really easy. Once you're ready, I think you go up to timeline right here, and then you choose create subtitles from audio, and we'll automatically make this new track called subtitle, I guess 1, and I think you can do that multiple times if you want for whatever reason. So I'm just going through and cleaning up all this, and that way we have a proper subtitle for the video, and it will be correct. Even though DaVinci Resolve gets most of everything correct, there's a lot of technical terms in here because this is a Kubernetes and home lab focused video, so it gets things like CLI and Kubernetes and things like that right, but occasionally it just doesn't know how to it doesn't know the proper word or acronym, and that's where I come into play, the human in the loop. All right, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.